Maybe 7-8 years before. 2018. How many? 7 years. Very fast, rapid growth. This is why some others is also Diagram. He's part of Columbus community integral part. They do worship, preaching, hosting the programs, book distribution. You name it everywhere. Prabhu is there.
Okay.
So,
And
then let's go to the Padmaksha. Not to black everybody the way, and then we move the camera this side. People can yes, free practice. Thank you all. Thank you.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. We'll sing short kirtan, then we'll move on to the class. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Bhaja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Bhaja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Vanachari Yamuna Vanachari Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. It's working? Okay. So, this is the topic today we are discussing. I want to thank the temple management and mostly senior devotees are here. I'm not qualified, but thank you for giving me the opportunity so that I can speak something that whatever I learned in Krishna consciousness, I'm not advanced. I'm also in the same position. How can I advance in my spiritual life? That's what I'm also inquiring here. So before we start, we can begin the Mangalacharan prayers, then we'll move on to the class. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Okay. So this is the topic I picked up from Bhagavatam. There is a conversation between Maharaj Rahuguna and Jada Bharat. So in one of the conversations, this is the one of the question Rahuguna asked to Jada Bharat, how can I advance in spiritual life? So before that, I just want to talk about what are the incidents which are lead to the asking this question. Rahuguna is a king. He has everything in his position, and everything he has materially is very opulent, and he has so many people around him. But still, he was like little bit, as in pride. Being a king, sitting in a throne, he has little bit of pride that leads to chastise Jadabharat. And due to that, Jadabharat gave some knowledge to Rahaguna. Then he ended up asking this question: how can I advance in spiritual life? Just begin. So this is what we are all here for. If you look at this chart, so advancing in spiritual life means our goal in our life is to reach the prema stage. That's to reach the Goloka Vrindavan. That's Krishna's abode. So if you want to advance in spiritual life, one has to start with the Shraddha. Shraddha is the faith. Without a faith, nobody can progress in the spiritual life. Even for materially, if you want to do something, we need to have some faith. If I join a school, one day I'll grown up, I'll go to college, I can earn my degree and I can do my job. With that faith, everyone will start their life. In the spirituality also, we need to have the Shraddha. So this is the chart. If you see here, there are 9 stages. It's mentioned here. It starts with Shraddha, then we'll go to Sadhu Sangha. That's how we are doing it here. We all come in a sadhus association. We're learning the spiritual topics here. Once we come here Sadhu Sangha, then what we are doing the Bhajana Kriya. That means singing for the Lord, glorifying the Lord, decorating the Lord, and everything we are doing here. That's called the Bhajana Kriya. Once you do Bhajana Kriya, then we'll do the Anardhan Nivritti, means whatever the sins, whatever the wrongdoings that we did so far, we want to eliminate that. That means we have to purify our existence, then can keep progress in the bhakti path. So these are the main four stages. First, one has to practice first. Then we go to the higher stages. First, so if you want to advance in spiritual life, first thing we need to focus is one has to have a faith in the devotional life. Yes, this is going to work. If I practice, this is going to work. That we need to have the faith. Without faith, we cannot do anything. Then we do the bhajana kriya and sadhu sangha, then another nivritti. Once we cross this stage, then we keep going to the further process. I don't want to go to the higher stages, but yes, as a devotee, so we want to worship the Lord Krishna, Radha Krishna here in the temple. So finally, our destination will be to go to Goloka Vrindavana. That's what our destination is. So that's the advancement means, like, what is my goal? Where I have to go there? How can I advance it? Mean, what is the something that it is blocking me advance in my spiritual life? There are many things will be there, but I just want to focus on one thing. So yes, so this is a sloka that we are going to talk now today. You can repeat after me. Savai Bhavaloka Nidikshanaartam Avyaktalingo Vicharati Apisved Yogeshwaranam Gatimanda Buddhi Katam Vichakshita Gruhanubandaha. We go into translation.
Is it not a fact that your good self is the direct representative of Kapila Dev, the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? To examine people and see who is actually a human being and who is not. You have presented yourself to be a deaf and dumb person. Are you not moving this way upon the surface of the world? I am very attached to family life and worldly activities, and I am blind to spiritual knowledge. Nonetheless, I am now present before you, and am seeking enlightenment from you. How can I advance in spiritual life?
Yes, that's the question Maharaj Raguna asked to Jadabharat. So here you can see like none. So this is the position of the many of the living beings in this world. Everybody attached to the family life and worldly activities, and they are blind to the spiritual knowledge. Because of the reason, we are not able to progress in the spiritual life, right? So what are the why we are attached to the family life? Why we are blind to the spiritual knowledge? So those are things we talk about. Before I want to give the prelude why we came to this question here. I just want to give a little bit prelude, then we'll move on to the actual story, like what happened after that. So Jada Bharat is a king. It's a great king. His name is Bharat, and he has a 3 lifetimes. Jada Bharat life is the third life where he went back to the Godhead. Means he went back to the Golok Vrindavan. In the first life, he was a king. He's practicing bhakti. Everything is doing properly, and and what happened in one day when he's doing the puja in the morning, he saw a deer and he was attached to a deer and he was fell in love with the deer. He completely forget whatever the devotional activity is doing. He completely forget and he completely attached to the deer. At the end of his life, if you see it here, he was thinking about the deer and he gave up his life. In the next life, what happened? He was born as a deer because Krishna said, "Mmam vapi smaran bhabam tejet ante kalevanam tam tam yeveti kaunteya sada tadbhava bhavitaha." Means whatever the consciousness we are leaving our body at the end of this life, we are going to get it for sure. That's what Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita. So that's what happened to Bharat here. He was thinking about the deer and he gave up his life at the end of the life. That's why next birth he was born as a deer here. Now, as a deer, what he did, he was in a hermitage around the sages, hermitages, and he was listening to them, and he has that consciousness from the previous life. He didn't lose that consciousness. And in the next life, he was born as a Jada Bharat. So I'm not going to the complete details, but when he come as a Jada Bharat, what he did, he is acted like a deaf and dumb person because he remember what are the mistakes he did in the previous life. Now he don't want to repeat the same mistakes. Even though he is highly elevated spiritually, he don't want to pose himself as a spiritually elevated person. I know everything, like I read everything. No, it's not like that. He want to and everybody thinking like him as a deaf and dumb person, like he doesn't know anything. People used to throw stones at him, because he doesn't know anything. He's a mad person, like that he used to do it. So this time, so even like some of the dacoits, like they want to give Bharat as a sacrifice in the Kali. So now Durga, you want to give them as Kali came and protected Jada Bharat. After that, he's keep on moving his life. He's not harming anybody, he's not doing any sinful activities, because he learned the lesson from the previous lifetime when he was thinking of as a deer. Now we don't want to do the same mistakes. So that's why, like, so he's acting like that. So one day, what happened? Um, yes, after he escaped from the Jadabharat, the Kali, and Jadabharat, what happened? He encountered King Rahuguna. One day, King Rahuguna is going to a hermitage, and he's happened to pass by the Ikshumati river, and there they are looking for one of the person who is carrying the palanquin. If you look at here, so there are four people we need to have to carry the palanquin. They need one person because other three are already tired, and one of the person is not. He don't want to carry the palanquin. They happen to see Jadabharat around him, and they asked him, like, no, can you help him carrying the palanquin? Jadabharat said yes, because even though he is very spiritually very elevated, he's not saying, like, how can you ask me, like, I'm very much advanced in spiritual life. He didn't say anything, that he just want to follow the order of the king. He said okay, and he started carrying the palanquin. And while carrying the palanquin, if you see it here, there are some ants crawling on the ground, and you don't want to step on the ants, Jadabharat, because you don't want to harm any living beings. And while carrying like this, when he's not stepping, everybody is walking properly, but Jadabharat is like in going up and down, because there are ants on the ground. You don't want to harm them. He's just keeping these steps like here and everywhere else. So by what happens? The palanquin is going like up and down now here. So immediately what happens? The king Rahuguna, he was so angry at Jadabharat. What is happening here? Why are you carrying the palanquin like this? He chastised Jadabharat, the king, because he's in a king position, right? He's like materially opulent. Everything he has in position. He can do anything. If a king orders, anything will happen in that country, right? So similarly, he was carrying, and Jadabharat, he chastised. He used very, very strong words. If you see it here, you rascal, what are you doing? Don't you think I am your master? For your disobedience, I shall now punish you. That's what King Rahuguna told Jadabharat. And to this, Jadabharat, he just explained, okay, yes, you are thinking I'm a rascal, and you're chastising me so much. And here, this is what the King Jadabharat told to King Rahuguna. Yes, the body may be fat or thin or weak or strong, but no learned man would say such things about the real soul within. Because Jadabharat not thinking himself as a body, he's thinking himself as soul. He's not taking bad, like, no, why he's chastising me. He's not saying anything back to the Rahuguna. He's not doing that. He's just giving the knowledge to Rahuguna that, what you are thinking is not right. Right? So you think you are the Lord and Master, but you are therefore trying to command me. But this is also incorrect, because these positions are temporary. Yes, we can see so many presidents, so many kings in this world. Everybody came and everybody left. Nobody is here. Everything is temporary here. Even the positions that we are holding, even if you're a big company, CEOs, anything we may be, but they're not going to last forever. They're all temporary. So that's why you're saying here, today you are a king and I'm your servant, but in our next lives, our positions may be reversed, right? In Mapis Paran Bhavan, again the same verse. Rahugana may be thinking himself a king and he may die, and Jadabharat is thinking he's a servant. Like, if you think like that, in this lifetime you may be king, I'm a servant, but next life I may become your king and you will become my servant. We don't know, because you're thinking about your body only, but this is not the way to think about it here. That's what Jadabharat said. So in the Prabhupada, in the purport, he mentioned what is the material and spiritual identity, right? So we are always thinking about our material body, and everything in this world we are relating to the material things only here. So here, being a king, Jadabharat, he is thinking he was not a king basically. Such roles are covering of the spirit soul, because whatever the body I am wearing here, like I am wearing a shirt here, this shirt may not be going to wear tomorrow also. Like, this is going to change. Similarly, the bodies we are carrying here in this lifetime, this is only for this lifetime. When you go to the next life, I don't know what I become. Based on my consciousness, it's going to change. So we need to identify what is our material identity, what is the spiritual identity. Where I have to go from material to spiritual. How can I go there? That's what we need to find out. So in Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada mentioned the body is separate from the soul. The bodily activity are illusory. Dehinosmi nada dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantara praptis dhiras tatra muyati. Dhira means one who is spiritually elevated person. He don't think himself as a body. He thinks himself as a soul. So these are all temporary bodies. We don't need to think about. This is an illusion. Like we are in the illusion. Like if you see in the deserts, sometimes you see mirages. There's no water, but there's a water. Like that, we are thinking himself as we are an illusion right now. That's why we are thinking we are the body. So how can we go from this illusion? That we need the association of the devotees here. When you come to the temple, that's what the question we need to ask. Like when you come to the devotees, what are you doing here? Like yeah, I know you're doing kirtan, you're giving lectures, you're decorating the DDs nicely. Why you're doing? I don't see this somewhere else. Means we need to ask. How can we ask? When you have the association of the devotees, we can do it. It's said you cannot progress spiritually alone. If you want to go far, you have to go together. They say like if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. So for spiritually, if you want to go far, we need the association of the devotees. That way we know what we are doing. If you do mistakes, devotees will correct us. We can take the guidance from the devotees. That's how we can actually understand. Without the association, progressing in spirituality is very, very difficult. That's what it's saying. Awareness from the association. And finally, what we need to do? We need to seek the spiritual knowledge. Who will give the spiritual knowledge? Not anybody can give the spiritual knowledge. Yes, life, so many so-called self-gurus, like so many people are there here. They say, no, they say, you don't need a guru. Prabhu, you don't need a guru. Prabhu, you don't need a guru. Prabhu, you don't need a guru. They say everybody that you don't need a guru, but they themselves become guru. They're making so many people around like that. Everybody, they influence everybody. They says, you don't need a guru, but you think me as a guru. Because I am telling you don't need a guru, but that's what it is. They will not give the real knowledge. That's not a spiritual knowledge. Because they don't have the source. It's source. What is the source? Like we may build so many pipes into our home, but if you don't have connection to the actual the water where it is coming from, there's no use it, right? So like that, so-called gurus in this world, they may have so many, they can have the knowledge and everything, but they don't connect to the actual parampara, the disciple succession. It's not going to work. So we need to inquire from the spiritual knowledge from the guru. That's what it says. So tad vijnanardham sagurum eva bigachet. That's what the scriptures mention here. So what is the role of guru here? In Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, it's mentioned, one must approach a spiritual guru like Jadabharat to inquire about the ultimate goal of human life. Tasmat gurum prapadyeta jignashu shreya uttamam. Because guru is the one who knows what is the good for us, what is bad for us. Without a guru, we cannot advance in the spiritual life. As a mother, in the morning she go to bedroom, she wake up the kid and she went to send the kid to the school. Why? Because she's like very much afraid of like kids' future. That's why she want to send it to school. Similarly, the guru is the one who knows like what the disciple needed. So he is the one who can give the knowledge. Like that, how Jadabharat is instructing the Rahuguna here. That's the role of a guru. Role of a guru is he will just inquire from the how you will inquire in Bhagavad Gita. They have a slokam. What is this one? Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti trignanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. When we are approaching a guru, we have to approach with a submissive attitude. Not like, I know everything, you don't know anything, I didn't want to challenge you. If you challenge a guru, then we are not going to get a knowledge also. Yes, we may be studying so many scriptures and everything, but we have to submissively approach a guru. It's mentioned, we have to think like when you go to a guru, we have to think like, I am a fool, I don't know anything else. So please instruct me, I just want to know. Even the Lord Brahma, the first living being in this world, you don't know anything when you come to this world, right? So you don't know where to go. So immediately Krishna from the within, he gave the idea like you do meditation, tapa, tapa, tapa. So then he inquired from the Lord Vishnu, like, what need to do. Then Lord Vishnu gave everything, like, you need to create and everything. Then slowly he got all the knowledge. Why? Because he is very, very submissive. If you don't be submissive, we are not going to get the knowledge from the Guru. So right now, we are not alone, like, this is not like only people who are born in this world, they are only not asking about these inquiries, how can you advance in spiritual life. We already have so many examples in Bhagavad Gita as well. Arjuna inquired from Krishna. Arjuna took the shelter of Krishna, right? So I don't know anything, please instruct me. You're a guru, I am a disciple, please accept me. That's what Arjuna asked Krishna as well. Then we have Dhritarashtra inquired from Vidura as well in Mahabharata. Vidura and Maitreya, when you go to Haridwar, he also inquired. Then Parikshit Maharaj, he has only 7 days to live. You go into Sukadeva Goswami, then he inquired from the Sukadeva Goswami. Then Naimisharanya sages from Sutta Goswami. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj, Prachetas, Prahalad, Dhruva Maharaj, Bhugari, they all inquired from Narada Muni. Like, when they have Dhruva wanted a kingdom bigger than his great grandfather, even to Narada Muni and asked, like, I, how can I get the Lord Vishnu's blessings? So that's the one thing. And Chitraketu with Narada Muni. And lately Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this means what? There are so many great sages, there are so many devotees, they all inquired, how can I advance in the spiritual life? We are not alone here. So we just need what we need to do, we just need to follow in their footsteps. Whatever they did it for their guru, we just need to follow in our life as well. If you do that, one day, yes, how they progress in spiritual life, we can also achieve the same goal. Now I just want to focus why we are not able to focus in our spiritual life, right? I just want to talk about the issues, like, why we are not able to progress. That's what we want to do it here. If you look at here, the king Rahuguna is attached to the throne here. He is thinking himself as a king. That's why he is talking those bad words to the king Rahuguna. Sorry, King Jadabharat here. Similarly, in this material life, so many people have so many attachments. Can you tell some of the attachments, anybody? Money, yes. Family, job. Yes. So I give something. Someone would like Netflix. Yeah. Somebody likes to the. Yes. So,
Attachment family itself is not bad. What kind of a family?
yes. Attachments I'm saying here. So yes, family attachments also sometimes, like, attached to the family is okay, but not like, completely like Bharat Maharaj, like completely attached to the deer, leaving everything aside. That's not the attachment we want here.
Family is a devotee. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah, it's called Yukta Vairagya. In Nectar of Devotion, they mention Yukta Vairagya means offering everything in the service of the Lord Krishna. Do everything in this world, enjoy everything you want to enjoy, but offer to Krishna and enjoy. That's what they mention. It's called Yukta Vairagya here. So some may be attached from the trips and they want to go everywhere. Someone attached to music, and if you are from Indian background, you're attached to this. So cricket. Yeah, we always want to do it, right? So in the scriptures, it's mentioned why we are attached to this, worldly activities, because of this thing. One thing, it is all due to nescience. Why? What is the nescience here? Lack of the spiritual knowledge. People don't have spiritual knowledge. So people says, like, no, I don't want spiritual knowledge. I know everything about my life. Between God and me, I don't want anybody else because I know everything. Right? I just want to give a small example why we need a guru in our life. One time when Srila Prabhupada was in Juhu, His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj is explaining this story. One time, one Bollywood actor and his wife came to meet Srila Prabhupada. And when they came, Prabhupada told one of his disciples, can you go and cut a fruit and bring it back? That's what Prabhupada used to do, like when guests come, so they used to give some prasadam all the time. So he told one of his disciples, go and cut a fruit and bring it back. That time it's summer season, there are mangoes around. So now the disciple, he started cutting, but what happened? All the juice is leaking down because he don't know how to cut the fruit. He's holding in his hands, he's cutting, all the juice is falling down, and he not be able to do it. And the actor's wife, she took the fruit and she said, no, this is not the way to cut it. Okay, give me. Then she nicely make a two slice this side and this side, and she kept it aside, and she made the squares and everything. She kept easy. She means she make it very, very nicely, and she just offered to Srila Prabhupada. Then Srila Prabhupada gave a very good lesson there. See, for cutting a mango also you need a guru. Just for cutting a mango, we need a guru. Think about it, like, spiritually, how much we need to take the shelter of a guru here, right? But people say for everything they will take a guru. If you want to advance in the job, you need a guru. If you want a kids education, you need a guru. If you want to go to sports, you need a guru. But when it comes to spirituality, they say, no, I don't want a guru. Don't talk to me about the guru. I know everything. That's the thing. So Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the scriptures, it's mentioned it's all because of the lack of the spiritual knowledge. It's a spiritual science. That's why Srila Prabhupada, when he wrote the Bhagavad Gita, Back to God in magazine, that's what he mentioned there. What is the thing he mentioned? God is the light, nescience is the darkness. Where there is Godhead, there is no nescience. So yes, First, we need to understand this one. Okay, Srila Prabhupada mentioned, yes, when you are Om Ajnana Timirandasya, we are all in this darkness in this world, but we are thinking I have the lights, I have the sunlight, I'm very much bright in my life. Why I'm not in the darkness? That's what they say. But it is not a material darkness; it's a spiritual darkness. Who can able to remove that? Only the Guru can do it. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya, because he has the eyes of the knowledge. His eyes are like full of knowledge, so he can only able to give it. So that's what they mention. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Andakar, Yaham Krishna Tahan Nai Maya Andakar. Means when there is a sun, there is no darkness. When we have Krishna in our life, we don't have anything else in our life. That's what we need to do. Next thing is comforts, right? Everybody have comforts in our life. So what are the comforts? Everybody having comforts, but how much comfort when we come to spirituality? People, when everything is going good, nobody want to come to spirituality. If something comes in the life, then they ask about, like, they'll go to yoga guru somewhere else, they find out, oh, I have this problem and how can I meditate, and there's so many everything they call it, right? They said actual spirituality starts at the end of the life, when we come out of the comfort zone. When you are in the comfort zone, then you cannot come to spiritual life, you cannot advance in the spiritual life. So we have to ask this question. I think most of us, at least me, I came to this, like, I came to the end of my life with so many problems. Then I inquired, okay, so this is not working. Maybe something else is there. Okay, what is that? So when I come to the end of my material life, then I understood, yes, I want to seek this spiritual knowledge. Then what happens? We'll move. We got obstacles and struggles in our life. Then what happens? We'll move to the spiritual life. When you come to spiritual life also, they said, we still will be comfortable here also. We took the initiation, we took maybe chanting, we do so many things. But again, it's like, we'll be stagnant. We have to advance, not to stay at the same place, right? If you say, like, the water, if the stagnant water staying in one place, it will stink after some time. Similarly, in the spiritual life, if you don't advance, what happens? It will become like comfortable again. Yes, everything is fine with me now. I'm coming to temple and I'm chanting my rounds. I have my guru and everything is there. That's fine with me. But no, scriptures mentioning, go advance, go further. Don't stay there only. So what happens? Krishna sometimes he'll give more obstacles, more struggles, and more problems. Finally, Krishna wants us to be in the Krishna consciousness. Comfortable. Be comfortable in the Krishna consciousness. What is be comfortable in the Krishna consciousness? Offering everything to the Krishna. How can I serve this mission? Srila Prabhupada is not comfortable in India. Yes, Radha Damodar temple is fine, perfectly fine. He is doing his bhajan and everything he is doing, but he is not comfortable there. He want to take more challenges, For the order of his guru, he is trying like 43 years, he continually trying. He never be comfortable in one place. Finally, he came to America and he just gave this Krishna consciousness. Similarly, the scriptures are telling us, don't be comfortable in the material life. Don't comfortable in the spiritual life. Be comfortable in the Krishna consciousness life. Yes. How can I serve this mission, right? That's what the question we need to ask. That's what they mention. Suffering versus Krishna consciousness, they mention like this. If you see the lamp here, there are two lamps here. One is burning, but it is like, smoke is coming out of it. Why? There is no oil around it. There's no ghee in one of the lamp on the left side. On the right side, if you see that, that lamp is also going, but it's not burning out. It's not blackening out. Because why? It's completely filled with the ghee. So we want to fill our life with the Krishna consciousness. From morning to evening. Prabhupada said, be 24 hours Krishna consciousness, right? How can you become Krishna consciousness? If you fill like this, the lamp here, if you fill with the ghee completely, then we can become the Krishna consciousness here. So then Krishna says, perform our prescribed duties as a worship to the Lord. If you want to progress, whatever the duties we are doing, we have to perform as a worship to the Lord, not for our own sake. It says, Yata pravritti bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam swakarmanatam abhyacha siddhim vindati manavaha. Said, by worship of the Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, a man can attain perfection through performing his own work. It says we have to worship through our actions. What is the worship through our action? We are chanting. That is also worship. By doing our action, we are chanting. We are dressing the deities. Yes, that is also one of the action. We are serving the prasadam. We are cooking for the deities. We are distributing the books. Prabhus are going around and they are doing the singing everywhere. That is also an action. So that is also like, worship through the actions. Whatever actions we are doing, so that is the prescribed duty for us. We can offer to the Krishna. That's how I want to do it. Second thing is honesty. When you are dealing with the devotees, we need to have this honesty. Keeping something inside, not spoken something outside. It's not like that. We need to be honest with our dealings here. Then we need to elevate. How we want to elevate in spiritually? Because by performing duties, we understand. By doing more services, we cannot elevate in our life. We can go forward here. Then we need to have a continuous association, and we need to protect from the Maya. So if you don't protect from the Maya, what happens? Will not come to the spirituality. We'll be always in the Maya as well. Second thing is engage our mind in the Krishna service. What is that engaging mind in our Krishna service, right? I just want to give you this one example. Arjuna asked this question in the Bhagavad Gita. Chanchalam hi manaha Krishna pramati balavadrudam tasyaham nigraham manye vayudiva sadishkaram. Arjuna said, it's very difficult to control my mind. Means one of the biggest obstacle in progress in spirituality is our mind. Mind is always telling us it's okay, be comfortable. It's not urgency. Take time. You can do later. It's not that urgent, right? But that's what making us not to progress in our spiritual life, because we are not advanced in spiritual life because we are listening to our mind. So Arjuna is asking this question. Krishna, it's very difficult to control my mind. I can control the wind, but I cannot able to control the mind. That's what Arjuna asked Krishna. What Krishna said further? Ashamshaya mahabhavo mano durnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairage chena guryate. Krishna is telling Arjuna, yes, it is not possible. It's very difficult. But what he used to say, you have to practice. If you practice, yes, you can advance. You can control your mind. Without practicing, it's very difficult. Yes, if you want to perfect in one of the fields, what you do? You need practice. When you more practice, you become perfect in that field, right? Similarly, if you want to control your mind, you have to practice. Srila Prabhupada gave us this ISKCON society, and there's so many regulations we gave, and the chanting also we gave, so many kathas. Everything is there. So if you focus and if you practice, yes, you can able to progress in the spirituality. Third, other one is Krishna Katha waters the bhakti creeper to grow. If you want, yes, we came to Krishna consciousness, but if you plant a seed, we have to pour the water regularly. Then the seed will keep growing. Similarly, when you come to Krishna consciousness, are we doing that bhakti? Are we doing the effort to grow that bhakti creeper to grow? If it is not, what happens? Someday that bhakti creeper will die, and it's not going to go further. Like similarly, if you don't pour the water to the tree, what happens? It will go to die. It's mentioned. This is one of my experience when I'm in India. This is a rice field. If you see that here, this field is not good because it is diseased. Why? For rice fields to grow, you need to have a full of water. If it is filled with water all the time, the weeds will not grow. Why the weeds are growing? Because when the field is dried up, the weeds start growing. That's the main thing for rice, because it needs lots of water. That's why the farmers, what they will do, they'll fill the field full of water. So when you have the water, this is what happens. The plants, they'll grow nicely and they yield nicely. If you don't have it, what happens? Then if you see the left side, that's how that become like that. Similarly, for the devotees, how can the bhakti creeper will grow? So this is what situation here right now. I'm attached to pension. I'm thinking about so many things here. My house, my health, my family, my rent, my kids, my car, so many things. Even we don't afford, but still we are thinking about it, right? Sometimes they'll take a loan, even they don't have anything to afford. Bare necessities also don't be there, but they want to go for higher things, right? That's what our life filled with. So what is the solution for this? We need to have a connected to Krishna, not the Wi-Fi connection. We need to connect it to Krishna here. What is the password is? The password is simple. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes, when we connected this Wi-Fi channel, this is a perfect channel. There's no network disconnect. Even if you don't pay the bill, also they don't disconnect here. This will always be with us. It's a simple thing. You don't need to pay the money also, isn't it? Just a simple connection. Free Wi-Fi, yes. Anyway, 24 hours. Wherever you go, even go to the deepest forest also, it is there with you. Yes, we need to have the correct password. We need to enter. Then we can connect to Krishna. Yes, if you want the Bhakti Creeper to grow, we need to water every day with what? This Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Then our Bhakti Creeper will keep growing. Then the uncontrolled man, when Jadabharat, when it finally is when he's concluding this, he said, how can you control the mind? Yes, this is uncontrolled, but how can you do it, right? This is the status. I don't know what is the sloka, but translation. This uncontrolled mind is the greatest enemy of the living entity. If one neglects this or give it a chance, it will grow more and more powerful and it will become victorious. Although it is not factual, you have to understand this. It is not factual, it is not there with us, right? It covers the constitutional position of the soul. O king, please try to conquer this mind by the weapon of service to the lotus feet of the spiritual master and the supreme personality of a Godhead. Do this with the great care. This is what we need to do. If you want to control the mind, what we need to do? We have to serve the lotus feet of the spiritual master and the supreme personality of the Godhead, Lord Krishna. If you can do that, yes, you can control the mind. Otherwise, there's no chance. We cannot control the mind. So that's what Jadabharat is concluding here. Because we're all thinking about as our body and the so-called material attachments, everything, but we're not thinking ourselves as a soul, spiritual souls. That who will give? The Guru will give the knowledge. Only when you take the knowledge from the Guru, then we are able to identify that. So finally, the weapon or conquer the mind. First thing we need to do is the purport in the Prabhupada mentioning that neglect the mind. If the mind says something to you, it is not good for your spirituality, neglect it. Don't worry about it. No, it says when the elephant is walking on the road, some dogs and they'll bark on the elephant. Come and fight with me. Challenge. They'll challenge the elephant. Elephant say, okay, let me do it. The elephant will not say that. Neglect. I don't want to worry about it. I know you are not par with me. I just want to ignore, right? So Prabhupada said, just neglect the mind. Don't worry about the mind. That way you can control the mind. Okay, the mind constantly giving orders. Do this, do that, and everything. As soon as you put the chanting back, immediately says, yes, I know car servicing is there. You have to complete this. So I think you didn't buy the thing, you didn't buy this thing. So something is missing and everything, right? Only when you are chanting back. When you put the chanting back, nothing will come to your mind. It is completely free now. It's not even thinking anything. As soon as we do Krishna conscious activities, immediately says, no, that's okay. Just wait for some time. What is there in the hurry? Don't wake up in the morning and do chanting. You can do in the night. So spend 24 hours are there. What are you doing here? Yes, it's keep giving the orders. Do that, do this, and everything. But what is Prabhupada saying? Just neglect it. Don't worry about the mind. Second is you have to train the mind. How can you train the mind? I know this is very tough. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, beating the mind with the shoes before we sleep, after waking up, and before sleeping to control it. Not physically taking and mind kicking it, because it is just factual. We cannot do it. But in the mind, we have to do it. When you wake up, you have to tell the mind that, yes, no, don't give me any orders. Don't try to control me. Yes, otherwise I'll beat you with the shoes. Right. So you have to train the mind. Then you have to take the instructions from the Shastras. There they mention so many things are mentioned how to control the mind. Then bona fide process for controlling is what? We have to adhere to the orders of the spiritual master and dedicate it to the Lord's service, automatically controls the mind. Then finally Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, this is a constitutional position of all of us in this world. Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavana Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. That means what? We are all wandering, we are going up and down, there's so many worlds are up and down here. There we are becoming king one time, one become a normal person, one become like an animal. We are going through so many species of life. We are wandering all over the place. But whoever takes the shelter of the Guru and the Lord Krishna, yes, what happens? We can control our mind to Lord Krishna's grace. We cannot alone, we cannot do it. We are so many wandering souls are there, but it's very difficult to control the mind. We need to follow the spiritual master instructions, and that will free us the mind from the Krishna's grace. Then, what is the importance of saintly association, right? That's what we need to talk about. So, if you want to advance in the spiritual life, we have to take the association of these saintly persons. Why? Why we need to take this association of saintly persons? Because they will not discuss any material topics when they meet. There's no politics, there's no sociology, There's no sports, there's no movies, nothing. All they talk about it is what? They only talk about the qualities, forms, and pastimes of the Supreme Lord, who is praised and worshipped with full attention. This is the simple secret if you want to advance in the spiritual life. We don't need to think too much. How can I do it? If you meet devotees, we always want to talk about Krishna Katha, not the worldly activities. When you come to temple, we talk about Krishna Katha. When you meet devotees outside, just talk about Krishna Katha. Yes, that's what the other people doing in the world. But we came to the temple all the way here. If you again talk about the same thing here, why we have to come to temple here? Better we can stay at home and we can do it, right? When you come to temple, we have to talk about Krishna's qualities. There's a couple, Dwarkadish Prabhu, he's from Mumbai. When they come here to the Columbus, they visit every year. When I went and meet them, they will not talk about anything else. They want to always try say some Krishna Katha. Even if I try to say some other topics, they always come to the Krishna Katha. It was so inspiring, right? So they don't want to talk anything about because they're already advanced now. That's a simple secret. If you talk about mundane things, what happens? Similarly, same thing. We become comfortable in the spiritual life. We're not trying to progress in the advance in the spiritual life. So when you come together, when you come to the temple or anywhere we meet the devotees, yes, we can talk about Prabhu's, what is going on in your life. What are you reading? What are you heard recently? Huh? How can I help you? These are the ways, some of the ways we can advance. Because as I said, when you have to fill our mind with the Krishna Katha, like the rice field is filled with the water. If you fill our minds with Krishna Katha, what happens? We don't need to try for advancing in spiritual, we automatically advance in spiritual life. We don't need to make an effort because we're already 24 Krishna consciousness. We don't need to think about it, why I can advance in spiritual life. Right? Then what happens? Finally, we return back home, back to Godhead. That's what the Golok Vrunda, that's what we want to achieve, that Prema Bhakti, right? That's what we need to do it. So why one needs a guru, right? Yes, as I said earlier, right? Nobody think they need a guru in this life, in this world, right? Even if you go and tell them that about spirituality, yes, I know everything, I don't want any guru here. Because here you see an example, the cuckoo and a rabbit. This is one of the examples from Mahabharata. One time Krishna asked Pandavas to go outside and find out what are some of the things that you observed in the world. Arjuna came back and said, I saw this cuckoo, it's singing very nicely, but it is end up eating rabbit. His voice is very nice, but it's eating rabbit. So-called gurus in this world, this is what they will do. But outside, they will talk very nicely. In order to do anything, in order to follow any regulatory principles, in order to chant, in order to do anything in your life, just continue as you continue your life, okay? Then everything will be happy. Because they don't want to lose the disciples. Because if you say something bad to them, what happens? They will lose. Nobody will come to them next time. Prabhupada, when he come to America, some of the disciples, that time there's a famous band, it's called Fugs. The disciples, what they did, they bring him to Prabhupada and, they're thinking, these are the Fugs, there's a famous band in America, they just want to come and meet you. But disciples are thinking, Prabhupada can talk about anything else except the 4 regulatory principles. They're thinking inside, okay, Prabhupada is talking, and he asked everything and finally said, but if you want to come to spirituality, you have to give up intoxication, no meat eating. Then the disciples are like, oh no, Prabhupada, please. But Prabhupada never thinking about, okay, I need so many disciples in this. He never thought of it. I just want to give the pure knowledge. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter. Because it's your life. I want caring about your life. I want your life to be advanced. Okay, that's what Prabhupada never thought about it. Even the presidents, they want to meet. No, Prabhupada never thought about it. I just want, even one disciple, if you can become sincere, my mission will be successful. That's what Srila Prabhupada said. You don't want hundreds and thousands of stars in the sky. You just want one moon. That's what Prabhupada said, right? So that's why so-called gurus in this world, they are like a cuckoo birds. They are singing very nicely. They sell very, very nice things. But it's not going to help them in the spirituality. Second, fundamental truth, that is Isha Vashyam Vidam Sarvam. What is what? This is the one thing we want to all understand in our life. If you just remember this one thing, yes, our advancement is guaranteed. What is that? Everything belongs to Krishna. Can anybody say here something which is not belong to Krishna? At least one thing. There's nothing. Everything given by Krishna. So if you just remember this one thing, everything belongs to Krishna, what happens? This one truth will lead to all good habits in our life. Yes, Krishna gave me the sunlight, Krishna gave me the moonlight, Krishna gave me the water, Krishna gave me the air. Everything Krishna gave me. Nothing is for me. I didn't bring anything to here. Everything Krishna giving me. I am using Krishna's every resources and everything here. But are we grateful to Krishna? Are we thinking? Are we thinking this in our mind every day? Recently, Amarendra Prabhu, when he came here, how can we perceive Krishna in this world? Whatever we see, we have to relate it with Krishna. He gave an example of the clouds and the sun. Every day we are seeing the cloud and sun, but are we thinking about Krishna? Right? So if you fill our life with Krishna consciousness, yes, advancement is guaranteed. I remember this example of how can we, like, when I Prabhu was saying like sun and the clouds example, it's like, they are in the mutual cooperation. Sun is evaporating the water, clouds are giving the water. They both are they're cooperating in the Krishna's world. Everything is here. Similarly, the devotees also here, we have to cooperate with each other. Because Prabhupada gave this movement for us, we have to cooperate and how can we progress in the life. Then what happened? We should not steal from Krishna. Everything should be offered to Krishna. Our life should be connected to Krishna and serve Him. Then what happens? The bhoga vritti means desire for sense enjoyment. If this truth is not known, if you don't know this one thing, that is everything belongs to Krishna, what happens? We always go for enjoyment. Because we think what I am working, I have the knowledge, I am doing the job, I will enjoy. What is there it for me? No, Krishna didn't tell me that. Krishna didn't give. Where is it show me? That you cannot understand directly. If you are a spiritual master, we can understand it. Yes. Then why one needs a guru? That's a continuation. Yes. We need a GPS. What is a GPS? If you want to go from here to Chicago, everybody keep a GPS, right? Nobody go alone, just straight like that, without a GPS. So we need to understand two things. What is our identity? What is our destination? What is our identity? We are the servants of Krishna. Jivera Swarupai Krishnera Nitya Das. Servant. I am the servant of the Krishna. What is my destination? My ultimate goal is to Goloka, the Krishna spiritual realm. So we need to have a GPS, Guru Positioning System. That's the GPS we need. Yes. What is the GPS here? It is a help us reach a physical destination. A spiritual GPS help us reach over the true destination, Goloka Vrindavan. Then it is essential to focus on these fundamental truths for the one's spiritual welfare. Without them, we are lost and misdirected in our spiritual journey. In Nectar of Devotion, why I'm stressing about Guru is, in Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami mentioned about out of 64 limbs, the first 4 limbs are talking about the Guru only. That stresses the importance of why Guru is very, very important in our life. Guru Padashraya Tasma Krishna Dikshadi Sikshanam Vishrambena Guru Seva Sadhu Vartamanu Vartanam. What are the 4 limbs of sadhana bhakti? To accept the shelter of the lotus feet of bona fide Guru. Second is to take Diksha and receive instructions and service to Krishna from him. To serve him with intimacy and affection, and to follow the path of the sadhus under his guidance. That means what? These 4 instructions are talking about Guru only. That means what? Rupa Goswami we are all Rupanugas. We are following in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami. If you have a mentor, whatever mentor says, we follows, right? Similarly, we are all, Rupa Goswami is our mentor. He is telling these are the first 4 things you need to follow. Means the importance of the Guru in our life. Then the importance of a spiritual master. This is a shloka. It is very, very important. Tasmad Gurum Prapadyeta Jigna Shoshreya Vuttamam Shabde Parecha Nisnatam Brahmani Upashamashrayam. So if you want to desire for real happiness, okay, we have to approach a Guru. Why? If you look at this Shabde means the Vedic literature, whatever is coming from the Guru's mouth, what he is talking about Pare. Pare means it's about Lord Krishna. And why he is talking, he is Nistatam, because he is very well versed in the spiritual knowledge. That's the reason we need to approach a Guru here. So what is the qualification of a bona fide Guru? In Nectar of Instruction, the first sloka it mentioned Vacho Vegam Manasa Krodha Vegam Jivva Vegam Vadaropasta Vegam Etan Vegan Yo Vishayeta Diraha Sarvam api mam prasiddhim satisya. So those you can control the six urges. Urge to control the tongue, mind, there are belly, genitals, all those six urges. Whoever controls is the guru. If at all we are going on outside the world, if you're approaching somebody asking for spiritual knowledge, we need to check mark, like easy satisfied these six criteria or not. If he's satisfied, he's a guru. So that's a qualification of the bona fide guru. Then what is the true characteristic of a true guru? They are surrendered to the Supreme Lord regarding material concerns. They don't care about the material concerns. They always want to propagate the spiritual knowledge. In Bhagavatam also, there's one shloka which mentioned, who is the guru? Yes. Why you take a shelter of a guru? Because Krishna said, Guru is nothing but me. I am itself the guru. Guru is not different from me. I myself is the guru. That's what Krishna mentioned here. Acharyam vijaniyam navamenyata karyachit namatya buddhaya shyeta sarvadeva mayo guruhu. One should know the Acharya to be myself and never disrespect him anyway. One should not envy him, thinking him an ordinary man, for he is a representative of all the demigods. This is the reason we need to approach a spiritual master, right? Like taking a shelter of a guru. Why? Because he is Krishna himself. Krishna said, I am more, I love the devotees more when they respect their guru than me. Why? When Krishna himself gave an example, when he came to this world, he accepted a guru as Sandipani Muni. He served him and he did everything for Sandipani Muni. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came here, he accepted a guru as Madhavendra Puri. Right? Ishwarapuri. So, like that, everybody serving, even Lord Ramachandra served Vasishtha and Vishwamitra. So, everybody, even the God came here, he took a guru in his life. Think about us, how much we need a guru in our life. If you want to advance in the spiritual life, why? We need to have a guru, because guru is Krishna himself, is not something different. So what does surrender to guru means, right? So I just want to speak some examples of Srila Prabhupada's disciples. What does that mean? We need to recognize our fallen condition and perform more intense devotion to Krishna. Second thing is, the devotee is fully enthusiastic and fearless in their life. I just want to quote an example. His Holiness Niranjan Maharaj. He was from Ukraine. When he was in the KBG time, in the communist time, that time. So the Russian regime is very strict. They don't allow any spirituality into the country. Maharaj is so enthused. Maharaj didn't even meet Srila Prabhupada once also. That time. He just read Srila Prabhupada books. He was so inspired. He was very fearless and he went to the communist country. And Maharaj used to live in one hotel where everywhere, if there is a hotel or any place, they used to keep the radios in each and every room. Maharaj cannot even chant outside also. But Maharaj want to give Krishna consciousness to everybody. The other devotees also joined with Maharaj. But they used to talk in a coding language. They're not talking anything outside. They're saying some coding language. They don't have time to even chant in the hotel rooms also. They used to wake up early morning in the 4 o'clock. They go to subways. There's no cameras or anybody. There's no scrutiny. There's no surveillance. They used to go out to the subways at 4 o'clock. They used to complete their 16 rounds. And the whole day they used to go around everywhere. They give the Krishna consciousness. If they see cops, they're coming, they ran away from there. That's so inspired they are. They don't have any fear. They think about it. We all got a spiritual Krishna consciousness very easily, right? Somebody came and told, Prabhu, this is Krishna consciousness, take a book and leave it. But for them, it's not like they're fearless. Why? Because they want to do this for Srila Prabhupada. That's how they inspired they are. So devotees fully enthusiastic and fearless in their life. Then willingly sacrifice their life and endure suffering for the Guru. We all know there's a drama called Salted Bread, done by Radhana Gopinath Prabhu, devotees. You can see the hard struggles they went through to preach this Krishna consciousness. For the KBG, there are 3 things detrimental for the country. One is the television. Second thing is the Krishna one of the things is Krishna consciousness. Television, Krishna consciousness, I forgot one more thing. That means what? Krishna consciousness is one of the biggest priority for them to come down that time. So one time what happened? Those sannyasis they catched the government they catched him. They sent him in a plane and making sure they are leaving the country. The one military aeroplane they followed the other plane, making sure they did not come back. That's how the strict it is. The devotee used to taking so many struggles to preach this Krishna consciousness. So see that's the reason why we Srila Prabhupada disciples we see them right. So because they understand the mood of Srila Prabhupada, they understand what needs to be done for this moment. Even whether Srila Prabhupada is there with them or not, whether they met them or not, doesn't matter. Whether I am continuing my devotional life or not, by taking just simply instruction of Srila Prabhupada. So we need to willingly sacrifice their life. Many of them they died also. Even they don't have beads to do it. They make the bread from the bread they made the beads and they chanted on the bread beads. Think about it. How much struggles they went through it. That's how the sacrifices they went through it. Then preaches with determination, overcoming all obstacles, and applies intelligence in their preaching efforts. Finally, what happens in the KGB world? The devotees come up with they use the intelligence. The one thing the KGB is afraid of is Western media. So somehow the devotees got a contact of the media people. They said when you go out for preaching, you have to record everything. You have to record everything and show it in the America. In the Western world, you have to show it to them. So devotee said, okay, we are going outside. You be ready with your cameras and everything. When you go there, when you start preaching, they will come and catch us. So that's what they used to do. They go and start preaching. The cops they used to come and they catch the devotees. The Western media they captured everything. They used to showcase all over the world. This is what going on in the Russia. So devotees use the intelligence. Then after that, what happens? The slowly the government is slowly coming down. Yes, now we are exposed now. We cannot do anything now. That's how the devotees spread Krishna consciousness in Russia. That we need intelligence also to preach this Krishna conscious movement. So that's a surrender to Guru means. Yeah, that's what one devotee asked Niranjan Maharaj, how can you do it? Did you meet Srila Prabhupada that time? Maharaj said, 0. I never met Srila Prabhupada. I only read my Guru Maharaj books, Srila Prabhupada books. That's how the intelligence they used and that sacrifice they did it. Then we need to accept the instruction of the spiritual master as their very life and soul. Yes, once we take the instruction of spiritual master, I think that this is my life goal. Yes, I want to fulfill my spiritual master desire. Doesn't matter whatever happens. We see Giriraj Maharaj building the Juhu temple. There's Gurudas Prabhu is building the Vrindavan temple, and 3 devotee couples going to London and establish the Krishna conscious movement. Why? How it will happen? Because they just accepted Srila Prabhupada's instructions. They just preach the Krishna consciousness. Then, if you want to advance in spiritual life, we have to embrace the responsibility to progress in spiritual journey. What is the embracing the responsibility? Take up some service which will help us in progress in spiritual life. Anything, whether it is preaching or book distribution or traveling around and doing the kirtans and everything, we have to embrace the responsibility. Then, yes, spiritual progress is guaranteed. We have to have the equal vision. So, who is giving this? Whatever the knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness, everything came from the Krishna. Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hridisannivishto matta smritirjnanam apohanancha vedaisya sarverahameva vedyo vedanta krudveda kridevachaham. So, when we realize this presence of Lord in everyone, not only in the human beings, animals, birds, or aquatics, everyone, if you just realize this, Krishna is the one giving this knowledge and the remembrance and forgetfulness, yes, we can advance in the spiritual life. So yeah, just I don't want to talk about this. This is a long topic. But I just want to give a little bit higher view. Means yes, somebody came to Krishna consciousness or somebody accepted a guru, somebody not yet come to Krishna consciousness or want to come to a devotee, become a devotee, they want to not to become like these 6 things. What is this? Alirbano Jyotishakaha Stadvi Bhutaha Kima Kekaha Preshita Preshaka Sheva Sadyete Sheva Kadamaha. So one thing is we don't want to become a bee. What the bee will do? It will go on, keep going to every flower to get the nectar. You don't want to stay at one place. When you come to spirituality, like it's not like sometimes I'll come, sometimes I don't want to come. Sometimes I like to do it, sometimes I don't want to like to do it. It's not like that. We have to be stick to one place and we have to practice our spirituality. That is the be like devotees. Then second one is arrow like devotees. We have this example from Ramachandra Puri, from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, how he used to means do the blaspheming for Madhavendra Puri itself, right? So we should not do the bad words for our spiritual master. Whoever give the knowledge, we should not talk back to them, not in a wrong way. And third one is like later, like I'll do later. Jyotikash devotee means all the planets, everything has to be aligned, all my responsibility has to complete. Then I'll come to Krishna conscious path. Then I can do it. No, you should not be like that. Then lazy devotee, that is yes, procrastination, right? I'll do later. Then we are trying to do the anything on his own. Okay, why I have to do it? Let them do it. Okay, even though there's something is there, sometimes we skip it. We don't want to do it. Let them do it. That we are also not to be like that. Then finally is like is passing the buck means you do it. Even there is service is there. I don't want to do it. You do it. Okay. I don't want to worry much about it. These are the six kind of. We don't want to be these six of them. We don't want to be like a bee. We don't want to be like a bana. We don't want to be like a jyotisha, and lazy and inactive. No procrastination and no passing the buck. So these are the things we don't want to do it. Finally, we have to engage our senses in the Krishna. And Ambarish Maharaj in Bhagavatam, he engaged all these senses in the Krishna consciousness. And one more thing is about Mukundamala Stotra. There's a nice shloka. Like you want to sing?
Shivya Kirtaya Keshavam Murlipam Cheto Bhaja Sridharam Vani Dvandva Samarchaya Chitakata Shotradvaya Tvam Shruno Krishnam Lokaya Lochanatvi Hare Kachangri Yugmalayam Jikragana Mukunda Pada Tulasim Purdhanamatukshajam.
Yes. So how can we engage all our senses in Krishna service? We have to, by using our tongue, we have to praise the glories of Lord Keshava. By mind, we have to worship the enemy of Mura. By hands, we have to serve the Lord Hari. By ears, we have to hear the topics of Lord Achyuta. By eyes, we have to gaze upon the Lord Krishna's form. By feet, we have to go to the temple of Lord Hari. And by nose, we have to smell the tulasi beads on the Lord Mukunda's feet. Because we have to bow down to Lord Adokshaja. So, yeah. So, Aladar Maharaj, in one of these lectures, is mentioned. This is the conclusion I can say, these are the four things we need to have in our life to progress in the advance in the spiritual life. One is the sadhu sangha, also seeking the company of the saintly people and inspire from and guidance from them. And sadhu seva, we have to serve enlightened beings with humility and devotion. Then the nama kirtan, chant the holy names for purification and divine connection. Jivadaya, we have to show compassion to all living beings through our kindness and service. If we just remember these four principles, yes, our advancement is guaranteed. So finally, in one of the latest YouTube shot, His Holiness Keshava, Swayam Bhagavan Keshava Maharaj, is saying we all do a material health check. Are we doing spiritual health check? So these 6 questions we need to ask. Then we have to find out the answers. What is the first thing? Are you enthusiastic and eager to learn? If you want to advance in spiritual life, are we enthusiastic and eager to learn? Second, do you have spiritual friendships where you can be open and honest? If you want to share something, do you have somebody to go and share your heart? The second question we need to ask. Third is, do you think about your ultimate goal every single day? Yes, what I want to become by end of my life. Yes, that goal we have to always remember. That's the third question we need to ask. Fourth one is, are you happy to see other people succeed? Yes, this is one of the biggest obstacles in our devotee's life. If somebody is progressing, am I happy? Or are we jealous about them, envy about them? Yes, he's progressing. We both came at the same time. Maybe he came after me, but still is progressing too much. Are we happy when somebody is progressing? Right? We have to encourage the devotee's success. But are we being like that? Fifth one, are your spiritual goals are more exciting than the material goals? Yes. So I have to earn, I have to get this job, I have to come in company, I have to go to this role. Are they exciting or spiritual goals are exciting? Am I reading this many books? I'm doing this many rounds of chanting, I'm serving the devotees. Which one is exciting for us? spiritual goals or material goals? That's the fifth question. Sixth one is, do you have a great hope and optimism that you will make it in this life? Yes, even if you don't have it in the life, that's fine. Krishna said, next life. But do we have that hope and optimism that we will make it in our life, this lifetime? These 6 questions we need to ask every day. Am I aligned to this or not? If not, then that means what? There's something wrong with my spirituality. I'm not progressing it. I cannot advance. So we need to check mark everything like yes, 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 yes. We do these 6 things, then you can slowly progress in the spiritual life. This is the last one, the mind scale. This is also by Maharaj. I just want to say one thing. And this is the one. This is one is on the left side is the negative one, right side of the positive one. Are we comparing, criticizing, and competing with the devotees? Are we appreciating and encouraging the devotees? Are we of short-term gratification? Are we long-term achievements we are doing it? Are you distracted and our mind is many branched? Are we attentive and focused? Are we controlled by fear? Are we inspired by our dreams? Are you overthinking and procrastinating? Are we analyzing and articulating? Are you rigid and attached and flexible and detached? Any volunteers? Any volunteers? I'll put a star here. Sorry, don't worry. Yes. So then we have to put a star to each one of them. Then we have to identify, understand where we are. Are we on the left side? Are we in the middle? Are we on the right side? So if you scan our mind, then we know, yes, my advancement is going correctly. Otherwise, it's not. Yes, finally. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I'm so sorry. I'm not advanced, but whatever I heard, whatever I read, that's what I presented here. Don't think me I'm an advanced devotee here. Please forgive me if I make any mistakes. Please correct me. Thank you. Yes, Prabhu. Yes. So already it's late, so we'll do the question and answers. If any devotees, yes, Prabhu, sir.
I just have one thing. Reflection.
Yes.
Sorry.
One reflection.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Good.
Prabhu, yeah, it's one.
I just wanted to say, like, you talked about faith and the advancement and everything. I felt like I haven't even started my journey today, so.
You're humble, Prabhu. That's why you're saying like that.
So one question reflects on me, like with all this information, is oftentimes devotees ask, like, Prabhu, how do I manage balance my spiritual life and material life? At least after a long time, I learned myself. That question also was in my heart in the beginning of my journey. So what I learned was, like, there is no balancing there. Like, it's just you have to surrender, have the strong faith.
Yes.
And as you make the spiritual journey, Krishna already promises in Bhagavad Gita 9.22
Yes.
that he will give whatever I lack, he's going to carry that, and he will preserve what I have. It's just a reflection.
Yeah, Ananyas Chintayantomam Yajana Paripasate Tesham Yuktabhyuktamam Yoga Kshemam Ahamyaham. Krishna said, your yoga and kshema, I will take care of it. You don't worry about it. You depend on me. That's what Krishna said. So today I just want a little bit conclusion, like we talked about like why we want to advance in spiritual life, how Rahuguna come to Jada Bharat and ask this question. The main obstacle in our life is our mind. That's the reason we are not able to control the mind. One thing we need to do is just neglect it and approach a guru, serve the guru, follow the instructions of the guru, and how can I do more for this moment? That's the one thing we need to understand. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. We all stand up for the Kirtan now. Thank you.